not bad at English, but the way you speak it might be making you sound unsure. For instance, saying sentences like, I think, maybe we should, sorry to bother you, sound familiar? Let's fix that today. Hi, I'm Preshi, and here we turn everyday English into confident communication. If you've ever walked from a conversation thinking, why didn't I sound more confident? Or why didn't they take me seriously? I got you. Then this video is for you. Chapter 1, The Sorry Syndrome. When I started working in corporate, I would apologize a lot. Like, sorry to bother you, sorry to disturb you, sorry to interrupt you, even when I had no good reason to apologize. Then one day, it stuck me. And I told myself, lady, you gotta stop apologizing for doing your job. And I haven't apologized since. Only unless necessary. So, some common examples of the sorry syndrome include, as I already said, sorry to bother you, sorry to interrupt you, sorry to stop you in between, but I think I'll do like this instead of this. I apologize for this, but I would like to take ABC approach instead of XYZ. These phrases instantly weaken your message. So instead of saying, sorry, but I think we can follow this, say, I recommend we do this. Another example can be, sorry to interrupt, but the deadline is Friday. And a more confident version of this will be, just to clarify, the deadline is Friday. That's it. Job done. So you need to catch yourself before apologizing and ask yourself, is it really necessary for me to apologize or begin my sentence with sorry? Did I do something wrong? If not, just skip the sorry. This leads us to chapter 2, the minimizer words. There are a few words that might shrink your presence and you would not even realize it. Some example of minimizer words are just checking, a little bit concerned, I'm kind of thinking, actually I disagree. Now it's time to rewrite these minimizer words with clarity and confidence. Just wondering if we could. Changes to, let's try a different approach. I kind of disagree. I disagree. Here's why. Actually, I'm a little bit concerned about. I have concerns about. Now it's time for chapter 3, Upspeak, or the question voice.
No, I didn't have the opportunities then.
What is Upspeak? So have you ever noticed people making a statement but their voice rising upwards toward the end of the sentence? Like,
She came up to the table and said, "My name is Belinda."
I think it's due on Friday. No, that's not how you say a sentence. I think it's due on Friday. That's it. Full stop. Now this question voice or upspeak makes you sound unsure even when you are not. Now adding to that phrases some more sentences that might make you sound unsure are, I feel like, I'm not sure, but if that makes sense. Does that sound good? Of course, using these sentences is absolutely fine. But overusing them might make it seem like you're asking for permission instead of proving your point. So, I feel like maybe we should add more data if that is okay. Changes to, we should include more data to support our conclusion. And that's a huge difference. Own your expertise. You know way more than what you give yourself credit for. That leads us to chapter 4, over explaining plus filler words. Take a note of this. You don't need to defend or explain every damn choice you make. So, a less confident version of over explaining the sentences will be like, can we please set up the call on Thursdays because Mondays I'm super busy, Tuesdays I have a lot of calls, Wednesdays I'm swamped. No, let's change that to a more confident version. And the more confident version would be like, let's schedule it for Thursday. How does 2 p.m. work for you? The motive behind both our sentences, less confident, more confident, was to schedule the call on Thursday. And you heard both the sentences. You let me know which one did you like more. Will you like to stutter and say like, no, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, or just Thursday? Now let's talk about filler words. Filler words are like, maybe, yeah, oh, I was thinking. We all use these, but using this too many times might make us sound unprepared, even when we are not. So here's a quick tip for you. embrace the pause. So when you're about to say instead, take a pause. Wait for a moment. It even makes you sound thoughtful. So just a true and quick story. When I started recording videos, I had like 25 in my 5-minute video. So what I did was start practicing talking to the camera. And those 25 came down to 4. And there was a huge difference. I was able to film my videos better, I was communicating better, my skills improved, and you can do the same. You can try talking to the camera. Own it. And that cut from 25 to 4 was just because I learned to embrace the pause. And I learned how to take a moment before I speak, how to frame a sentence in my own mind before I speak. Guys, if you're enjoying this video, please do like, share and subscribe this channel, and do share it with your friends who you think might need this video. That leads us to chapter 5. Build your confidence voice. Let me give you some phrases that you can use in your everyday English to level up. Confident phrase number 1. I recommend. Let's consider. My experience shows. Based on my analysis. My experience shows we can finish the task like A, B, C. Now let's talk about some confidence triggers. What is confidence triggers? So, confidence trigger is something that instantly boosts your mood and puts you in the right confidence or in the right zone. So, you can build up your confidence triggers by listening to a playlist or talking to some person you trust before any important call or presentation. You can try making your own playlist, at least that's what I do. I have a confidence playlist and it instantly boosts my mood and puts me in the right headspace. Now, 1/3 rule. So, for example, if you say, I think in 3 out of 3 sentences, you can maybe reduce it to 1. So instead of saying, I think we should be taking up this task because I think this is the right approach, you can say, I think we should pick up this task because this might be the right approach. So always aim for 1/3 rule. To just wrap up this video, I have to say you one thing. The way you speak doesn't just influence how others see you, but also how you see yourself and how you perceive yourself, with clarity and intention. You don't have to fake it. You just need to remove the sentences that you feel are diminishing your presence or dimming your brilliance. So, you don't have to speak the perfect English to sound confident. You just need to speak intentionally. By the way, which habit are you going to work on this week? Let me know in the comment section. And if this video has helped you in any way, please do like, share and subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you. See you in the next one. Until then, talk trendy.